sedition is bad, actually. So explaining this tweet to the masses for a moment, Ian Miles Cheong is a prick on the internet, and recently a rumor went around that he was going to be executed for sedition by the Malaysian government for being, I guess, pro-Israel or something like that. This isn't true. Thoughtsline was misled by online people, and he wanted me to express to the world that he is embarrassed about it.
The one thing I've learned from all this is that the internet, like, it doesn't matter what political ideology you are. You could be conservative, liberal, right-wing, leftist, progressive, communist, socialist. Everyone hates Ian Miles Cheong. Even the people that he basically placates to by spreading horrifying information about LGBTQ plus folk all the time. Like, the guy's just like an absolute monster online. His history on the internet goes like way back. The guy's been around forever. He used to like be a lot more involved in really alt-right scenes, and then he ended up getting some other alt-righter. He swatted him. And that SWAT ended up getting a dog killed through like a flashbang. Monstrous behavior, absolutely, no question. And he's one of those people you thought would just kind of like disappear off the internet. But then once Twitter became Elon Musk's Twitter, and the whole thing was like, hey, by the way, you can all make money on this platform. Everyone's going to get super rich. I promise. Just check it out once everyone starts getting paid. And then all these like huge accounts, you know, the Krassensteins, Tim Pool, and Wokeness, not Cat Dirt, but a whole bunch of them were basically like, they were the ones that were getting paid a fuck ton of money, whereas other people who have been doing it and get kind of like tons of impressions are like, I make like, I don't know, $12, $20. I'm not making the $25,000 that the Krassensteins are talking about getting, but you know, you get what you will. So Ian Miles Cheong is one of the people who has been just like, he content dumps and content farms all the time on Twitter. Constantly pushing, like, you'll see him straight up post videos that are not of actual trans people. They're sketches. They're just like right-wing Babylon Bee style comedy sketches, and then he uses them as like, can you believe how much the left has lost their mind? And then it's so bad that even people like Tim Pool call him out. Like, that's how bad it is. And he's like, I don't care. Like, it's like, okay, so yeah, he doesn't care about anything in terms of like his politics and stuff like that. And not a lot of people know that he lives in Malaysia, even though it's kind of confusing because all he ever does is talk about American politics, like 24/7. That's the only topic. And American culture war shit all the time. But he does live in Malaysia. He made this tweet, and this tweet right here, which is dated February 9th, 2024, I think is the first time he's ever mentioned it. He's ever talked about it. And that, like, he got roasted because a whole bunch of people were like Ian Miles Cheong finally makes a post about the country that he lives in, right? And so it's kind of curious. And it's not even like an aggressive post. I actually love my country. The food is great. It's peaceful. And it's a strong conservative nation. And then you're like, okay, that kind of seems, you know, not like the rest of the content you post, but this is a post nonetheless. It is by definition a post. And then it turns out that media in Malaysia was reporting this. Netizens demand action against controversial pro-Israeli political online influencer Ian Miles Cheong. Two of the questionable tweets: I've always supported Israel's right to exist. Second one: what you're seeing now in Israel would happen every day if not for the IDF. Israel has a right to exist and a right to defend itself. So apparently, under the laws there, he can be charged with sedition under the Seditions Act for expressing views that could potentially sow discord amongst communities in the country. The Palestinian-Israeli conflict holds significant interest in Malaysia, with the topic being sensitive for Malay Muslim audiences due to religious and humanitarian solidarity. Furthermore, Malaysia's foreign policy explicitly rejects the recognition of Israel due to its aggressive actions towards Palestine and disregard for international law and order. So this suddenly may explain why, out of nowhere, he's suddenly very patriotic and making patriotic tweets. And that's why I think the internet decided to fuck with him, like, a lot. If you're wondering why there's so many tweets that are written like in first person as Ian Miles Cheong, I think it's people trying to just have that show up in search results for if there are officials or people, you know, working within the Malaysian government to see on social media. So you'll see a whole bunch of people making posts like, hey, I'm Ian Miles Cheong, and I just wanted to know, let you all know that I'm now dealing drugs today, and that's what I'm going to do. Like, there was a ton of posts like that, right? So he's recanted a lot of this. Ian Miles Cheong says he loves Malaysia, is not pro-Israel. So that was, I think, where the story was at. So then Yesterday, a tweet went viral saying that he had been, I think, kidnapped or captured. One of the two. Okay, let's take a quick look. People online are fantasizing about Malaysia cracking down on right-wing commentator Ian Miles Cheong. I say the quiet part out loud. Malaysian right-wing commentator and social media influencer Ian Miles Cheong was quick to dispel rumors spreading on the internet that his home government supposedly executed him over his past pro-Israel posts. Seriously, I can't even take a nap without waking up to some nonsense, he wrote on X, formerly Twitter, on Wednesday afternoon local time, in response to a post by user Christy Yamaguchi Meng. Never change, internet, please, okay? That read, Ian Miles Cheong has been executed by the Malaysian government at the order of Anwar Ibrahim for his continued online support of Israel's offensive in the Gaza Strip. He was 35 years old. The post falsely declaring Cheong's death has since been deleted, but not before it garnered thousands of retweets and tens of thousands of likes, and inspired a celebration from social media users who apparently dislike him. Malaysia observed a moratorium on capital punishment since 2018. The brouhaha followed an earlier post over the weekend by Australian political activist Drew Pavlu that attracted similar attention for his suggestion that Cheong's suppression by the Malaysian government was imminent. Malaysia's restriction on freedom of speech and endemic anti-Semitism are very bad, and we should acknowledge that while also admitting that Ian Miles Cheong potentially falling victim to them is quite funny. Me watching the Ian Miles Cheong public execution.
People knew half of the pressure, they know that it's hard to be her. I'm sending you SZA and Ari, my love. Y'all hold
Ian Miles Cheong is getting the electric chair soon. Cheong, who is based in Ipoh, according to a Malaysian newspaper New Straits Times, is currently a contributor to the Canadian media company Rebel News and former contributor to sites including the Daily Caller, the Russian state media RT. But he's most known for his social media presence on X, where he has more than 900,000 followers and has earned a sizable income by farming engagement, often through resharing viral videos and frequently commenting on American politics, courting controversy for views criticized as racist and anti-LGBTQ+. That they absolutely are, like, no question. The influencer's residence had previously been a topic of discourse, but it gained newfound attention last week when anonymous user Censored Man posted a thread on Twitter, and it went viral accusing Cheong of being a grifter who posts divisive content because it's profitable, highlighting some of his posts on the war of Gaza as examples. The next day, he disputed the characterization of his position on the issue, telling the New Straits Times that he'd repeatedly advocated for peace on both sides. He also posted on X, I actually love my country. The food is great, it's peaceful, and it's a strong conservative nation. Malaysia, a Muslim majority nation in Southeast Asia, has no formal diplomatic ties with Israel and is a strong supporter of Palestinians and Hamas. While there is no evidence that authorities have targeted Cheong, and the Malaysian government has not responded to questions from Time, the country's Sedition Act of 1948, deemed archaic by critics, bans the use of any act, speech, or publication that spurs contempt against government or Malaysia's monarchs, and prohibits inciting ill will or hostility between different races and classes of citizens. In December, Malaysian police arrested a 36-year-old man who supported the establishment of Malaysia-Israeli ties. So I think that's as far as the story went in terms of events, but it did curate some drama.
Hey everybody, so known YouTuber Thoughtsline recently made a tweet saying as follows. I hate Ian Miles as much as the next guy, but like, I'm gonna go ahead and take the bold anarchist position that people being executed for sedition is bad, actually. So explaining this tweet to the masses for a moment, Ian Miles Cheong is a prick on the internet, and recently a rumor went around that he was going to be executed for sedition by the Malaysian government for being, I guess, pro-Israel or something like that. This isn't true. Thoughtsline was misled by online people, and he wanted me to express to the world that he is embarrassed about it.
I don't know. This whole story is kind of cute. All right. I like large content creators taking accountability for things that they got wrong. I myself have gotten many things wrong in the past, and I hope to be accountable when I do. And yeah, so yeah. I hope everyone understands that just because a whole bunch of people were memeing Robert Evans, someone I deeply respect, amongst them, and laughing about this, I think they were doing so 100% because they knew the whole thing was fake. That was the whole reason that it was like a massive internet meme. What became even funnier was the fact that right-wingers were not pushing back against it or doing this whole like community notes stuff on those viral posts. Like, they easily, if they wanted to, could have community notes those, because it's just a verifiable fact that this is not in fact true at all. But like, that never happened, which kind of led me to believe that I guess everyone just really despises Ian Miles Cheong. Like, I know the Quartering fucking hates him. I know a lot of other right wingers really, really hate him. I think he's become so deeply unlikable that even Elon Musk knows that, like, he is a large account sycophant. Like, anything Elon Musk posts, he's just sitting there waiting. Like, that's part of his job. It's like, oh, Daddy's gonna release. No, we gotta reply. Gotta add the emotes, emojis, lol, Fire King. Oh, you are meme master, Lord Orvalon. Like, all that kind of shit. So there's like that aspect of it. But yeah, this is kind of funny.
That wasn't an intentional error, that, you know, that he doesn't feel good about it. You know, Mildred expresses deep apologies about it. All that said, what I find really delightful about this tweet are the quote tweets. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, this is Big Joel. Just people are confused as to what's going on here. This is Big Joel saying that Thought Slime is embarrassed at the post that Thought Slime made. Again, to I think internet personalities that are pretty deeply adorable, making an adorable segment on a mistake, falling for a meme. Who among us has not fallen for a meme from time to time? I myself have suddenly taken things and been like, what? And then posted them, and then a couple minutes later had people be like, oh, Lance, this was a meme? So this isn't true. I was like, oh god, delete.
Fucking ripping Mildred to shreds over this. Just coming for their fucking throat. Not the people calling out the fact that Mildred didn't understand that Ian Miles Cheong wasn't actually being executed, but the people who are like, fuck you, I want this man executed. That's why anarchists will be executed as well for having the piss baby position that we shouldn't execute people for saying bad stuff. Oh, I'm just a whiny little baby who doesn't want people to be executed. I'm so fucking stupid. I pissed my pants.
I think the other thing too is that, like, you know how a lot of people really get mad when you celebrate the death of horrifying people for some reason. Seems like an odd, in my opinion, odd hill to die on. Like, oh shit, are you going after Henry Kissinger? What? Please, let his family mourn. At a time like this, it is not a time to celebrate. What is the internet doing? My word. To be fair, I think Henry Kissinger was just such a fucking horrifyingly evil human that even for Henry Kissinger, a lot of people like took a step back. But how about the Queen? You know, on the day the Queen died, if you typed out something like "fuck the Queen," there would be so many people like, how could you? Do you know what the royals are going through right now? I actually don't. I don't know which one. Prince Andrew probably doing pedo shit. The rest of them rich as fuck, probably fine. I'm guessing. It's not exactly like she just suddenly died, you know, unexpectedly out of nowhere, as if it wasn't someone who was very old and passed away at very old age. That seems to be what this is. Also, counterpoint, fuck the Queen. You know, like but there's such a difference between celebrating someone's death after they passed because they were a horrifying person and saying that I make an exception for the death penalty. I suddenly believe in the death penalty. No, those two things are not the same. They're not the same. People being like, oh, so a meme of a person who has died says that a person died when he hasn't actually died, and I'm going to further the meme by being like, oh, I'm happy about this. Like, that this is not the same thing, right? Like, please.
Shut up, 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 shut up. You are such a piss baby. You don't want this guy executed for sedition, whatever the fuck that means. Actually, it's bad to execute people.
I didn't know this happened. Oh, man. This meme's got legs, you know? It's got a little bit extra gas in the tank. Goes a little further. It's evolving before our very eyes. Now the memes have become new meta memes, or memes within memes. Now the internet apparently is really mad at Thought Slime for not demanding the Malaysian government execute a pundit. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. And like taking time out of your day to be like, how fucking dare you? You don't get it. Now you too, Mildred, get the wall.
I'm gonna take the bold position that seeing that greasy fat fuck get a bullet in the head for dick riding Israel would be funny. Okay, King, go off. I don't know what to say. My favorite quote tweet of them all was, "You don't hate him as much as the next guy then, lol." And I like that quote tweet because this person fucking got Mildred's ass. That is absolutely true. The person who wants to execute him for sedition definitely hates Ian Miles Cheong more so than does Mildred, who seems to not even want to execute anybody.
It's true.
That seems like less hate to me. I don't know what to say. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I just wanted to show you how they were massacring my little YouTube.
I'm so deceased. I was invited by the Democrats to cast 1,000 votes for Joe Biden in the swing state. Whoa, lol. Oh, Jesus, you're not doing good on that one, buddy. Whew, hopefully you avoid that ratio. If I'm dead, maybe all the weird trans activist mutants will leave me alone in peace. See, this is why it's things like this, Ian, is probably why the collective internet was celebrating your violent death that never happened yesterday. Could be right here if I was to take a fucking, a little look-see.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Can you please hit the like and subscribe button and maybe leave a comment? It really does help the videos out. But first, the people who produce everything you see before you and make this entire channel possible: Amazing Fletch, Anna Loves Riley, Ariane McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Multimondi, Omni, Peanut Butter Blondie, Political Puppy, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Ruby K, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian Demel, Trevbot.exe, Words Greenwood, and Travis McClinton. And also, thank you to every other person who helps fund this show. Their names are on the screen right now. It would not be possible without every single one of them. We cannot thank you enough. And if you want to join the Patreon, please come to patreon.com/theserfs and help us exist.